Welcome to the very first episode of the Blunt Podcast. All right. We're grown men like us come to say what we really mean. There's no excuses. There's no holds bar. And we see a lot of podcasts, especially with men talking and, it's a lot of attacks on women and things like that. This one's going to be a little different, but we'll get to that in a minute. So first of all, let me do my intros real quick. So let me go ahead to my right, introduce my guy, REEF. What's going on?
How y'all doing?
To my left, got my boy, Bravo. What's going on?
Bravo.
And I am the host and official moderator, Izzy Baker, the host, curator of PSA, the Mental Health Podcast, as well. So now let me introduce the rest of the panel. So right here, my boy with the red hat. What's your name?
Donny Diamonds. Donny, that's what they call me.
All right. My guy to my right here.
Harrison Martin.
He gave his whole name. Nigga, that's not my real name.
Hey, you should have went, but we should have went with Harold.
No, that's my name.
Should've went with Harold.
I'm not tripping off like giving my real name. I'm not trying to force them to call me Bravo. Nigga.
All right, bro. So you going to all right, good. All right.
Let's redo that.
No,
Are you representing? What do you represent?
And what's your name?
James. Nice to meet everybody.
Okay, good stuff. So before we get into it, if you're new here, obviously, because we're just starting, this podcast is about young men getting brutally honest, all right? The hard stuff, the stuff that people don't want to talk about, but we're doing it from a different angle, Lord. So the thing is, if you are struggling with confidence, if you are struggling with knowing how to talk, if you just these simple conversations that they try to push, we taking them and we adding some depth to them. I think that's the thing we want to do. Mm-hmm. What you think about that?
No, I agree with you.
I agree, man. I agree because we get into the nitty gritty. We saying the stuff that men really think, not what you telling your girl to get some coochie. No,
and I believe
Right.
too.
So
You said
I was
something.
going to say he finna give her all the sauce.
no,
That's what y'all
no,
give
go
him
ahead,
sauce?
go ahead. Yeah, we giving sauce. Yeah, all the sauce.
I mean, don't give him too much, man. I still got a girl at home. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Don't do too much.
I think talking about you said confidence, right?
Yeah.
I think what's really lacking right now in the world, the young men that are coming up, especially African American men, what I'm saying, that I can speak on. We got to be leaders. I feel like we follow a lot. We don't lead. We allow social media, music, our idols, our icons, right, to manipulate us and to get us to become an identity when we should just look in the mirror, right, and become who we are.
But I got a thing. How do we establish that confidence though?
That's what this podcast is for, I believe.
I want to say one thing. I think it's generational. Like I think we're in the same way. Like we're stuck in a cycle, and it's kind of has to happen over time. It's not going to happen overnight because in no way possible that our entire culture and our entire people are going to hop on board at the same time and shift the mindset. That's impossible.
I think one thing that really helped with my confidence is working hard. Being a hard worker is something that kind of creates this barrier that you put around yourself when you go out in the real world. You putting in work, so you producing good fruit. And that good fruit yields, return. So, that builds confidence amongst a lot of other things.
For sure.
I think the main thing is, too, with this podcast is holding ourselves accountable and holding men accountable instead of placing the blame, which we do see a lot of times with podcasts where men kind of just like place the blame on other people or agree with, stuff that really just sound good and just pushing and just clickbaity kind of conversations.
Facts.
Anything else before we move on to the meme that I found?
Where
it really jumped out.
What meme you got?
All right, so I found a meme, or it really jumped out at me, and I was on Instagram minding my business. Well, do people really mind their business on Instagram? Not really.
That ain't what it's for.
Well, anyway, it was a meme that read, "Some men are not partners; they're parasites." So it's all over Instagram, it's all over TikTok, it's been reposted a million times, but I really want to unpack what that means. So something that I like to do on my podcast that I want to do here is I want to do a definition. So I went ahead and found the definition of parasite. It says, a person who lives off another person's effort or resources without giving equal value back. So this is a person that feed off somebody's money, energy, just everything. They're just the sucker.
A leech.
A leech. They drain. All right. So the question tonight is, are you a partner or are you a parasite? And a lot of times it's a conversation that I've been seeing going around too. They always do the men versus women. We're not going to do that here. I just cannot do it. I don't have the bandwidth. I might just explode. But it's a question that talks about, we see situations where as a man, like what happens when you are dealing with somebody or dealing with your woman and she may make more money than you. So we talk about parasites, we talking about leeches and how that comes about. So my first question is, do you agree that with the idea that some men are really parasites and not partners? Why not? And I want to start with Donny.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I've been on both sides. Like,
Okay.
I've been the parasite, you know what I'm saying? And I've been the partner, you know, because sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like it's fucked up to say, but sometimes you gotta be like that, you know, like not you gotta be like that
for
but
survival.
sometimes it get ugly, so you gotta go lay pipe down real quick type shit. You feel me? And you know what I'm saying, and make it happen. But you know what I'm saying. But in that same sense, while you doing that, you got to make sure you actually contributing for real. Like I ain't just.
But that's the point of a parasite. You're not contributing.
No, but you gotta contribute something. At least go around. You got niggas that don't even clean up the house. Like at least clean up the house.
We're talking about that, like I think it goes both ways. I don't think no gender is more of a parasite than the other. I think anyone can really be a parasite. It's all about your mindset, though.
So anybody can be trifling.
Anyone can be trifling. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Because you can have stuff to offer and still be a parasite to somebody.
Yeah, but also you could be a parasite and that person might not know because you hiding it so well. Like you doing things around, like you doing things to like make her forget. You know what I'm saying, or making him forget. That's real.
Yeah.
So are we? So my thing is, are we trying to discuss what a parasite? Like, if a man is a parasite, or are we trying to discuss
parasites in general?
In general,
who is a parasite?
Yeah,
just in general.
I mean, it could be both ways in my eyes. You know, you got two ends of the spectrum. You can be a man that is with a woman that's making millions of dollars. You know, but
in my opinion, women are more so natural parasites, like kids.
I gotta disagree with you on that. I don't think most women are natural parasites. There are a lot of successful women in general that's out here doing a lot of good things.
Right, but that is new because women weren't even allowed to do stuff. So I feel like we in a time where women have got power, right? And it's like time. When you get something, it takes time to like get good with it. So like now that they have all this newfound freedom, it's like, oh, I can do this. But
you got to think about this too. A lot of men are incarcerated and are in jail. So a lot of women have taken a role as leaders in relationships.
Yeah, and that's true. And that's true, right? But are
we talking about black people or
just in general?
I'm not gonna lie though, like women nowadays, they get back to that lazy like parasite. Like it ain't really like a lot of hard working women out here like that no more.
You would think so,
it's
right?
Not.
You would think so.
Not at all.
But at the same time, I feel like a lot of women are basically benefiting off stuff you should be doing anyway. Like a fitness model, right? I'm not saying that it's less, you're less because you benefit off that, but you can gain light from that. Like a task that is a everyday task that every human should do. Does every human work out? No. But some humans work out and don't have clout, but women have I'm just using this as an example, like they've used that lane, like getting a butt, right? So they can get some type of clout or some type of revenue, you know? But
that's okay though, because
no, it is okay. It is okay. But
if you fall for it, that's okay.
No, it's not even about falling for it because she may not give you anything to fall for, right? Because if she has money, she has money.
If all you think about is booty and sex, then you come into a woman and that's all you want from her, then you tricking.
That's true. But what I'm saying is that a woman that goes to the gym, right, and she makes more money than a guy who went to college and he has a job in IT and he may make less money than her, right? She's an influencer, so she may make $150K. He may make $80K from his job. That doesn't necessarily take away from how much of a man he is because he gained a skill.
Absolutely not.
But working out.
Wait, can we just bring it back to what does that do being a parasite?
Exactly. A parasite because just because you have less than someone doesn't mean you're a parasite. It's like how are you bridging the gap?
You said that women are just now going into this, into wealth.
Yeah. And
so how does that connect with a woman being in a gym and having?
Because right, so there are women that are just benefiting off going to the gym, right? So they have
That's
money.
fine.
They have money, but
We,
just
as
because
men,
you
we
have,
could benefit and
I
go
know,
to the
but
gym
just
as well.
because you have more money than a man doesn't mean that you have more knowledge and that you can't benefit from him in other ways.
It's equal.
And
Well,
what
then
do you mean?
that's my question.
It's
So
equal in regards to
watch this.
how you evolve as a person. You know, everybody is not on the same level.
So then watch this. Do men and women parasite different? Because a man
Yes,
can be
absolutely.
a parasite and a woman can be a parasite.
Oh, absolutely.
They do it differently.
Yes.
So I think when I think of a man being a parasite, I do think of Jody off Baby Boy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
When-
sidebar. Jody is actually 18 in that movie.
Man, thank you, bro.
Tyrese Gibson is an old ass nigga playing that role, so it looks so wrong. But if you see a big ass nigga like that on a bike, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? But if it was actually an 18-year-old, a nigga that looked young, you wouldn't think nothing was wrong with it. If that was wrong. In reality, she had a car, an apartment. She was a grown woman, and she'd been messing with a dude in high school and gave him a baby.
I feel like if you got a successful woman like that and you got a man that don't have much, but he has goals and he has opportunities to create something and become a boss,
Yeah.
it's going to have more fruit in the long run.
Right. But that's what we was talking about earlier with confidence. Most men don't have enough confidence, right? So, and you said working hard, right? A man that's working hard and doesn't have the fruits of his labor, but he has seeds planted, right? He may not see the fruits of his labor today, but it's going to be later. So should she respect that? Oh yeah, you don't have it right now, but you might have it later.
I mean, it depends on the woman. If she want to be with that man and help contribute to his success and give him a peace of mind while he's on his journey to becoming, you know, a well-established person, then yeah.
Okay, so regardless of that, right, is he a parasite for putting himself in that situation?
So there goes to
Depends
my
on what
next
he's
question.
doing.
That's the question.
Is he trying to
women,
grow or is
women
he
and
trying
men
to take?
have different goals, and they need different things from their partner, right?
Right.
Because
So and that's the whole point. They parasite different, right? They're two. One is a leech and one is a.
So my thing
different
for a
type of
woman,
parasite.
it could be a man that that's cool. Okay, you could be a cool dude like you, Izzy, and a woman might want to dress like you, talk like you, act like you because of your coolness and your likeness. She might not have that. She might be at home. She might be working a job, making 6 figures, but she's a lame. But when she come around you, she start to take on your ways. You know, as she take on your ways, that help her become a better person around her friends and around everybody she interacts with. So, you know, a woman can parasite in that way, but
Oh, right. So hold on, wait. We got to ask the next question now.
Yeah, because
So the next
for a
question:
minute.
What is the actual difference
shit went by
between a
fast.
partner and a parasite? And I want you to answer that. What's the difference between a partner and a parasite?
balance.
That was my. It has to be balanced. You have to have some type of like. What I give as much as I take, and you give as much as you take.
And it don't always have to be monetary.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be monetary. It could be emotional. It could be spiritual. It could be physical. It could be whatever.
I have a great argument for that, right? And I'm not saying you wrong, but let's say this man, right? He been working. He's planting his seeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's in his process, and let's say the girl, she's not rich, right? But she's supporting him. And to me, girls, they eventually their life turns into a Disney movie. You know, they want to find a man, and they may never pay for anything for the rest of their life. Like the man is going to put you in this, and it basically make the world his world, and you live in his world. So everything you buy, you swiping his credit card, spending his money, and that's reality for women, right? A man doesn't have that reality. So that's why I said my first statement that they're natural parasites, because they get to a point to where I'm always going to contribute more than you, because as soon as I get to that level, as soon as you get to my level, I'm going up another level.
But that doesn't happen every time though. Not every man takes care of his woman.
And that's true, but I'm just saying that most
debunks
women
your
expect that because they don't want to
But
go
that's
to work.
expectation and not a reality. There's a difference.
They're both reality.
But the thing is, if
they're both one doesn't happen. I mean, it doesn't happen and it does happen. So, but you can't say women are naturally more parasites because they don't contribute. When in some situations they do contribute.
I mean, they do,
More
right?
than man,
Okay.
over the lifetime, not even just sometimes.
I
one
know
lifetime
that. I know that.
for the whole relationship.
I completely agree with that.
Especially emotionally and sexually.
I'm just saying, right?
Woman.
So if I'm busting my ass going to work, right, and I'm making all this money and supplying a lifestyle for my family and my kids, and let's say she takes care of the kids, right? She's an at-home wife. I truly believe that that's enough. Like, you know, like she's not less than for being a stay-at-home mom and doing that. But we just talking about being a parasite, and kids are parasites. They give you nothing. You just love them for no reason. Like
That's
when you have a kid,
love,
they
though.
don't give you anything for 18 years.
That's one of the biggest blessings in the world,
right?
to have a kid.
And they are, but it can be confused when you in a bad position and having kids, right? A kid is a blessing when you have enough abundance
Yes,
to
it don't
take
matter
care
what
of.
type of
hold
position
on.
you're
Let
in.
me intervene on that.
You
I
gotta-
ain't gonna lie, bro.
You got to
Like-
think about LeBron James. His mom didn't come from much. He grew up poor practically, but he became the number one draft pick in the 2003 draft.
I ain't gonna lie, like not having that could motivate you for real to really go further having a kid. So I can't say a kid is a parasite.
Motivation.
It could make or break you for
Absolutely.
real.
Okay. So is non-monetary incentives just as equivalent as a monetary incentive?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because if you going through, and I got to interject on that one. If you going through it, even if she ain't give you no money, because if you got a real woman, she gonna take care of some stuff. She gonna say like, "Hey, you know what? You pay all the bills, but I got you today."
She might even pay some of your credit card bills if you.
That's
behind.
what I'm saying. I've seen women take care
just
of,
so you won't be behind on your credit.
I'm just hearing y'all. I'm just saying what I said. I'm going to say what men are thinking. I'm not just
She might have a 780 credit score and make you authorize you just so your credit score can go up, just so you can become successful.
Right, but then the
because
next
she know you a man with a plan.
The immediate next question is, what's your credit? Why isn't your credit at a 780?
That don't matter if you a man with a plan.
Hey, and that's true, but that's what we talking about. You're gonna be a parasite for a certain amount of time.
It ain't being a parasite. You contributing in other ways.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I ain't gonna lie. I just had a situation not too long ago when I was with a girl, and I ain't gonna lie, I was down bad for real, like down bad. And she helped me get to a situation like, you know, she was paying the bills, doing everything, and I was helping her with her daughter and everything and doing the whole whoopty wham. At that time, it may have felt like I was a parasite to her, but at the same time, when we stay at home with the kid and do all that, we look at as a bum nigga. Like you a bum.
That's perspective.
But no, that's how they really look at it.
No, but I'm saying it's a perspective. It's a perspective.
Can I say something real quick? I think it is perspective because you have like white culture. They have stay-at-home dads.
Yes, they do.
And that's completely normal. Like it's almost like glorified. So I think it's all perspective. But I think in our culture, yes, absolutely. Like all bums because
and it's crazy because she like her mom and all them, they used to be on me like, you know, like y'all not seeing like I'm here with her daughter that's not mine. Like I'm helping
asking you while you working.
You know what I'm saying?
Doing,
you're at work,
things.
and then eventually when I ended up, and the thing about I don't want to say this. I know it's gonna be controversial. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Black women, no cap. Like they really be on some like, and I love my black women, I love my black queens, but it's just like it's never enough for them for real. Like we look like parasites and we look like, oh, we not good enough, but it's like I'm here doing all this for you. And when I do get back on my feet, like when I ended up getting back on my feet, she was gone. Like she didn't want to stay around.
Let me ask this real quick. So do you think that is a societal thing, or do you think that's because of what they saying? Because if we look at it, not even just women, a lot of men didn't even grow up with fathers. That's the real epidemic. People didn't grow up fatherless.
Yeah.
So do you think so? It sometimes I even find, because I push back even on my podcast and even wherever I go, I push back on the red pill community because a lot of times they say what men should do, but it's like, well, how did you learn that? You talk about these women who grew up fatherless, which they did, and what a man should do. But how do you know? Because you didn't have no daddy either.
There aren't a lot of good examples of fathers just in general, especially in the black community, because what's the stereotype? Oh yeah, black people don't have dads. So it's going to be a time, because what you said, a lot of black men are incarcerated. A lot of our dads are in jail. Mm-hmm. So we have to make it through this hard time, because we're at a time to where, like, okay, let's say like when you was trying to go to the NBA back in the day, if you didn't have a dad, it was 10 times harder because your mom wasn't going to take you to practice or whatever, right? But nowadays, it's like, okay, you got social media, and there are ways to where even a kid can figure out a way to make some money, but he has to learn that, It's not just going to come.
But that goes back to kids just not having that childhood.
Exactly. But if they had a dad to tell, hey, get up, get on that Instagram. You got that Instagram. You feel me? Yeah. Go to practice. Like the dudes that usually make it are the ones that got that dad that's like, hey,
structure.
Like this is what you do. This is how we doing it. And the mothers, a lot of times, I'm not saying that like black women can't, or women are terrible mothers or whatever, but women can't hold you accountable enough to become a successful man because they let too much slide. And they're not going to force you to
I think
be
that
who
begs.
you need
I
to
think
be.
that begs the question: like, can a single mother raise a good quality man?
And I say I
think the answer is yes, strictly
Exceptions.
because our mom did an amazing job.
There are exceptions, right? I'm saying the chances go way down if your mama didn't even graduate college or don't have a job or don't do none of that.
I grew up in a 2-parent household.
Yeah,
you know, my parents
for a minute.
They didn't go to college, but you know, I had the opportunity to go to college and play football at a D1 level. So, you know, I do accredit that to my parents. But you know, besides my parents stepping up to the plate, I had to do a lot of things to make sure that I stayed inside that
you really shouldn't have had to do, but you did it because it was what you wanted to do.
That's what I wanted.
But you gotta think too, though. Like women, I like what he said. Like, I was raised by a mom. You know what I'm saying? Single mom. But you know, I had my dad in my life in and out. But see, this where it get tricky. Sometimes women, they want to raise a boy so bad, they try to do it so they overdo it. Like my mom, for instance, she used to beat my ass like too much. Like chill, like damn.
I hear stories like that a lot.
Chill, like a dad. That's where it comes in that barrier, and it comes in like, all right, it's a friendship. It's not even a friendship. More of like like. My dad,
I'm just speaking for myself. My pops, that was like my
because
friend.
dads know what to trip on and what not to trip on. Like they can understand, like, this is just my son, right? And then they can be like, oh, nah, he's fucking up.
Yeah, like my mom, she
more
just,
like that.
It could be something small. She beat my ass. It's big, beat my ass. Small, medium. She beat my ass.
That's
like
also because of emotion.
There's just a different understanding with women and men.
But see, you gotta think. That's what I'm saying. A woman can raise a man, but it's just not really like they gotta have some type of support.
I feel like a woman can't raise a man. Some women can. There's always exceptions. But if she hasn't had a good example of what a man is, and then she has a brother that she's seen her dad raise, then it's going to be harder for her to do that.
I think as women, I give a lot of credit to women because they know they can see authenticity.
Yes.
You know, so as a woman, you know what's real. You know if a guy is a lame, you know if a guy is a cool. A little girl that's probably 10 years old can be around all of us and point out who's a lame and who's cool.
They learn that very quick.
Straight up, just based off your aura and how you present yourself. So I give a lot of credit to women. So if you do have a mom, she could help you become very successful. Because she knows, knows what authenticity is. She knows what to point you to.
But even statistically, there's still going to be some deficiencies.
That's the thing, though. Like my mom,
we're trying to, and I think I'm not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but I think we're arguing like generalities, and I think we're never going to all agree on the same point. And so I just think it's kind of. It's just kind of like not a waste of time, but we're arguing something that's not going to be.
We all have different
perspectives, but you still want to hear everybody because everybody had a different life, childhood.
But that's the point of the conversation to see the perspectives because in reality, all of us could be right. That's the thing because we all are kind of right.
So let me ask this: so we going back to the whole parasite thing, right? Because we don't want to lose that. So we kind of talked about it a little bit. I heard like little snippets of it. What's worse? A financial parasite or an emotional one?
An emotional?
Yeah. Why?
Because it's a possibility that you might not recover emotionally. Like some people crash out. And then I'm not saying like you as a person, like you're going to be sad for the rest of your life, but emotions can make you make decisions that last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I agree. Financially, it don't matter what you do. Emotions. You can go bankrupt. They'll give you a loan. It's something you can do to get some more money. Like you can ask somebody for some money. You can't ask nobody for some new emotions and feelings.
You can't heal a broken heart with money.
And on top of that too, right? We talked about emotion. You can't even if my partner's not thinking straight, right? Then we're just
going through this. Yeah,
we talked about this. We're not going to get to the top of the mountain. If you getting so emotional on the way to the top of the mountain, we're never going to get to where we need to go because you're so emotional. I'd rather you just be broke.
But we keeping this neutral. We keeping this neutral. We talking about women and men.
That's what I'm saying. Both. No, it could be both. Yeah. I'm just saying, right? Because I'm a man speaking, right? Mm-hmm. It could be both, regardless. Right. But yeah.
But then, so then my question is, and because we keeping it neutral, like you said, we asked the question earlier about, societal questions about like, why do women probably feel like, what men should do and all that. So why do we as men tie our identities to our wallets?
I think that's a societal thing. I think societal pressures have put us. Well, not even.
No, in America, I feel like that's
hold on,
more.
Jay. Hold on. Let me get my point off. I think society.
Because men has the power.
No, not even power.
Let him
Let me land. I think forever, for all the time we've been providers, and the best way to be a provider in our society now in our time is financially, and because of that, that's why we kind of tie our identities to our wallets. But in reality, a well-rounded man is a man, not just where his identity is in his wallet. It's where he's emotionally balanced. Show me one. He's also logical and educational in his ways.
I'm gonna just break this down. Show me one piece of money with a woman's face on there.
There's none.
Exactly.
What is that?
It just ties back to men having power.
Okay.
I'm establishing that the baseline.
Yeah,
that's power.
Well,
if you think about it.
Well, to me, so look, I get what he's saying. It's a stretch, but I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. So, like, let's say women. Me and Reef talk about this all the time. Women are in survival mode. They're looking for the guy, the man, whatever that can give them the best quality of life, right? That's really what it's about. Quality of life, right? So men with more money can give a better quality of life. But let's take it back to back in the day. Instead of money has
women are more nurturers.
Financial stability has come in many different ways, right? Like money went from coins to paper, right? At first there was no money. And then it was a dude who had the bear cape. You feel me? You had the bear on your head. You was that nigga because you was bringing in food.
Women don't care too much about money.
No, they want to be comfortable.
And here's the thing:
they want protection. What allows you to provide
wait, because that. But I knew a few couples actually where it was different instances where one is still like that, but the others aren't. Where she was making more money than him, but even she said, yeah, he was making more money than me, but he kept me. He was still the man of the house. She said that she was like, yeah, I was making more money, but he was still keeping me in check. He was still doing this. He was still taking care of this.
When was that? When did that take place? What year was this?
This is recent.
But to me,
I give credit to that guy.
That's speaking. I'm not even giving credit to the guy. I'm going to give more credit to the woman because that's an exceptional woman. Because some women can't think outside of surface level.
No, I'm talking about with him when he said it was a guy.
I know that, but
who, the woman said he was the leader in the household.
I know that.
I'm giving credit to that guy.
I know, but that's my point.
Who you gonna give credit to the woman for the guy being a leader?
That's my point because she has to realize that a woman can't even realize that. Like,
it's a lot of
she's
women that
already at a higher position, so she was looking around, didn't see nothing, and most women like, I'll never look down, but she's looking like there's opportunities everywhere.
Check it out.
Right?
It's never the woman. It's always the man. You got to understand that it's never the woman. It's always the man.
If you that nigga, man that took credit.
No, if you that nigga, ain't no issue, ain't no talking. It is what it is. But you got to be him. If you're not him, you ain't gonna get. You're not gonna get him treatment.
Yeah, that goes back to confidence. Is what you're saying. That goes back to confidence.
I had the best.
If you're not him, you're not gonna get him treatment.
My life.
You're gonna get her treatment. She gonna treat you like a her.
So that's why I say it goes back to confidence. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So then, what's a way? Since what's a way for some tips? Maybe you could say to somebody the dude that might say, I don't have the confidence because she like in them situations where if she say I make this much more than him, but his confidence, the way he runs things, is still like he's the head honcho still.
Great example, right? Because we was talking about working hard, bro. It always goes back to planting seeds, right? I'm like a.
If a guy need help, I tell a guy to go to the gym and go work out.
Yeah, no. It's
go lift some weights.
It's not even that. I'm a soliloquy ass nigga, right? So we talking about freeways, right? A freeway has multiple lanes, right? It's only like 5, right? But it's for everybody to use. You gotta use a lane. You have to be in the game in something. It doesn't matter because it's a fat nigga that's gonna get a bad bitch. You feel me? But it's because he like, I don't like the gym, but I like that bag. And females don't care how niggas look. So that's not necessarily what it is.
She's probably not gonna respect him like
she
that.
will if he's that nigga mentally though. Because like you said, he's putting her in check. He's checkmating her in everything. And then if she call him a fat nigga, he gonna be like, oh yeah, but I'm a rich nigga though, and you can't do more. You can't do what I do.
She's not gonna say that if he got
definitely not gonna say that.
She's not gonna open her mouth.
She will. She will.
No, she won't.
She will.
I might say that shit behind his back.
It's an Instagram video. It's a video on Instagram right now. The black girl, she on the stepping thing, and then her fat ass white husband sitting there, and I tried to get him to work out, but he wouldn't. She knows she don't like him fat.
As
that's besides the point. If she love him, she gonna respect him. And
she probably does.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Why not?
That's BS.
Why not?
In my opinion.
Go ahead. Why?
Because if you, as a man, right, as a provider, as a protector, you have to do all those things. If you're not doing that type of stuff, man, because that does equal money in some extent, in some point.
Doing what things?
What I just said, being provider, being protector, right? Okay. It equals money in a way. A house is money.
It equals value. I wouldn't say money.
It is. A house is security.
You can't get a house without money.
A house is security. You have to have money.
You don't need money to provide.
But can I have a house? But let me finish though.
That's true.
But James,
that's true too.
Without credit.
But let me finish though. If you're not making more money than your woman, she's not going to respect you. She might love you, but she don't. It is true though.
That's not true.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
hell no.
That's what I mean.
I wish I could shake your hand from across the table, but I can't.
I got a homie. No, hold on. I gotta stop this. I gotta stop this, bro. I got a homie right now. No. I got a homie right now on my life. No job, no nothing. Dead broke. And his woman, she would never disrespect him because it's how he carries.
She doesn't respect him as a man. She might love him, but she doesn't respect him as a man.
She respect him as a man because it's not the money. He's a good father. He makes shit. He makes sure shit is done around the house. He makes sure she ain't got to worry about nothing. He makes sure his son's straight.
She might in the relationship.
She respects him.
In the relationship, she might respect him. Correct, but as a man, she does not respect.
How you gonna not respect me because I'm not getting money because I don't want to?
This is how I feel. Right? It's mind, body, spirit. Right? So your mind can be better than hers. Right? And you feed her spirit. But let's say. Because females are not really logical, right? So if she's beating you in one thing, she feels like she's beating you in everything. Like I said, it's mind, body. Mind and spirit, right? So then if you the fat nigga and she the one getting in the gym, she gonna be like, oh, well, and let's say y'all equal on terms like that. Like, okay, well, we make the same amount of money. You know, he does feed my spirit, but my body, he's lazy. He doesn't go to the gym, though.
So I got a good question for all y'all.
Mm-hmm. Why you don't go to the gym for me? I go to the gym for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Are men love unconditionally or conditionally?
They love conditionally, bro. They're not loving conditionally.
Conditionally, yes. Because
that's why I said respect, brother. Yes. Because if you're not putting in your work, it's not gonna work out, brother.
So women are loved unconditionally?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, we love them unconditionally. They are
because women
y'all equating the unconditional love to money.
No, women are more contractual.
That's why I'm confused.
That's why they're conditional.
Bro. A nigga.
Women are loyal to their emotions.
So you saying women are loyal to money?
No, they're loyal to their emotions.
But you just said
it's like, look, bro. When you mess with a girl,
hold on. But he just said that. You can't have a great foundation with a woman if you don't have a protection, a roof over her head, money, and all these different things.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say.
You can't equate money.
If you mess with a girl, right?
You can't.
Every girl is different, right? I got a saying that all women are the same, but they're unique. They like the same things in a different way. Some women like to be loved quietly. Some women need it out loud.
But that's your job to figure it out.
It's exactly.
That's your job.
Exactly.
If you can't figure your woman out, then guess what? If the next man can, that's not your woman. That's his woman.
Right.
Simple.
So that's why it makes her loyal to emotions. That's why she's
saying, you just have to figure your woman out.
What I'm saying, in her mind, you are like you figuring out what she likes. You're constantly
not what she likes, just who she is as an individual.
You're fulfilling something in her emotionally, and she's taking.
It's not about. It's not about what she likes. It's about figuring her out. And thoroughly,
she may not know herself. She might not know herself.
But does she have to do that the same? Does she have to do that same?
But James, as soon as you are not fulfilling, as soon as you are not fulfilling that contract,
I want to answer this question. Does a woman have to do that for a man as well?
Do what?
Figure him out.
Figure him out.
She can try.
So, but does it matter if she does or no?
I mean, if she figures a man out, that's
do you see what I'm saying?
fine.
Then that's not unconditional. That's not unconditional love.
Exactly, bro. You can catch it. You can catch a dude see a female down bad, and he'll still fuck with her.
Put her
female see a nigga down bad and be like, "Fuck you."
But brother, you're being hypocritical now.
No,
you are because she doesn't respect you.
No, I'm saying if like them, he didn't get with her and he was broke. Like he got with her, they built something.
You didn't say that. You didn't say that.
No, I didn't have to say that.
Donny, but you didn't say that in the beginning.
They have a kid together.
But Donny,
they have a kid.
Donny, you didn't say that in the beginning.
But they have a kid
but
together.
Donny, hear me out. Hear me out.
Go ahead.
You didn't say that in the beginning. You said that she disrespects him and he doesn't work, right? Or he makes less money there than that.
He makes less money there, yes.
Now.
No, she was always in college and doing way more better than him. That was always happening.
Right.
So he was already making bare minimum already from the beginning. So, but he was still putting in the work and doing like you ain't gotta have all the money. You just can't.
Can I tell you
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Good.
So they had the baby.
Right.
So it was on was it on purpose or an accident? The baby.
It was on purpose. But he was messing with her 3 years before they had that baby. You gotta think about that too. But go ahead, cook.
So he was but how is it different, brother, when it's a random person, like you just said, a woman sees a man who has nothing, she's like, oh no, F him, whatever.
Yeah, but
right? That's if you fulfilling that contract.
I'm saying if you see a female dead, if a nigga see a female dead broke, nothing. He's gonna fuck with her. I said dead broke. Right. I didn't say not just a little bit of something.
So why wouldn't a woman do that for the man?
What do you mean? Why wouldn't a woman do that?
You can't do that as a man. If you see a woman dead broke and you broke, you entrapping yourself.
So you saying it's a double standard?
I don't say it's a double standard, but say you see a woman, say you see a woman on the street that ain't got nothing. She bad. You roll past, you see her. You know
exactly.
She a damsel in distress.
You're not expecting her to have a plan.
Hold on, let me talk. Mm-hmm. And you see her, but you ain't got nothing yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And you try to come on this woman and take on her problems.
Right.
Obviously, she ain't got much. Mm-hmm. What do you think your future is going to be with that woman?
Depends on what type of man you are. Can you go get it yourself?
But you ain't got much.
Do you need a woman to give you motivation?
You ain't got much.
You saying like you ain't got much?
But do you have a plan?
Y'all build it together?
Do you have a plan though?
Yes.
Do you have a plan?
Yes, because there's men, right? There's men that can turn nothing into something, right? Yeah. And it depends on the woman. Are you a resourceful man, right? That are going to use all your resources because you can be broke, but you can be resourceful.
But Harold, because you didn't agree with me, right? If a woman is a woman supposed to look up to the man?
Of course. I mean, yeah.
But would you want your woman to look up to you?
My personal?
Yes.
Look up to me in what way?
Just look up
in
to
every way.
Look up to me
as a man. Do you want her to look up to you? Like look up to you?
Niggas, you confused?
No, I want him to be. I want him to be clear because I don't want start to get.
Do you want your woman to look up to you like as a man?
Oh my gosh, Harrison, man, he is a man.
Guidance. So you mean admire?
Admire.
No,
guidance.
Absolutely.
How would she do that, brother? Absolutely. If you are not the provider financially?
Oh no, I didn't disagree with that one.
So you agree with me?
No, I agree with you. In my personal opinion,
she won't respect you as a man if you don't make more money.
So you saying
the respect part? I don't necessarily.
But Harold, respect women, but women love differently than us, though.
But you connected respect to money, so I gotta have money.
It is connected.
So you're saying money has the higher value of all things in accordance to women? It's money. Money is the most valuable thing.
No.
Yes.
I need a big X red button so I can press.
Bro, it's women. Hold on, let me land. Let me get them out. On everything I love, bro, it's women out here. I know them personally be like, fuck your money. I don't care.
No, I disagree.
I don't care about your money.
I'm telling you,
it's a lot of women that don't give. It's a lot of niggas out here with money right now, bro. A lot of niggas
that still have girlfriends that would cheat on them.
Right. It's niggas with money that don't get respect. What are we talking about?
Right, but hold on, are they fatherless? Are they fatherless though?
It don't matter. I don't know your background. It's niggas with money that get
I was just about to say that. I would not necessarily think I have fathers though. But I'm saying though, you don't go into a business situation and plan to lose. Are you like, hey, yeah, we're going to lose $5,000 the first year, but we're going to keep going? Girls don't think like that.
But let me ask them this question, though. So are you okay with your woman making more money?
That's why women love security.
Exactly. No, me, no.
Wait, ask him about
the CD, he just said, I just asked him, is he okay with a woman making more money?
No, it's not. Actually,
security is the bottom line.
Wait. It's not that I don't care if she makes more money than me. No, I don't actually.
But if you had it your way, brother, what would you do?
No, I would want the most money we can have for the household.
Why would you want that money?
Because it creates a comfortable life.
No.
So,
Why
no,
can't she do it though for you? Why can't she?
I just said she could make more money than me.
Oh, so you don't mind it?
But my goal is obviously to be the breadwinner. Absolutely.
Why do you want to be the breadwinner?
She be the breadwinner.
Hold on. Why do you want to be the breadwinner?
Because that's my personal preference.
What are you going to do by being a breadwinner?
What do you mean?
What is your
It can be your
Money,
personal
right?
preference, but if it don't happen, it don't happen.
Money.
Because
If it don't happen, it don't
That
happen.
shouldn't be your
What
motive.
if you doing something that is she making just way
'Cause
more? Her career is just
Quick,
up there, out
and
there.
what if she went to
in
med
IT
school
or
and she
something.
got out quick?
You are upcoming pop
she makes money
star.
quick.
One mic.
In the beginning or in the end?
But look, but watch this.
It doesn't
So
matter.
then let me ask this.
It
Let's bring it
doesn't
back home.
matter.
Which
I
is
don't
why
think it matters.
let's ask this. We got to bring it back because we holding men accountable,
One mic.
right?
One mic.
So let me ask this: what's worse, a broke man with excuses or a rich man who is emotionally useless? And that's a bar.
They both the same in my eyes.
No, they both
How?
zero.
Hold on, you said a broke man with excuses.
But we talked earlier about how the past, right? Where the men would pay all the bills and then they didn't do nothing with the kids, but they was in the house. They was there.
No,
you know
but-
how many people had back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You know how many
that's
people?
true.
Listen, listen.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know,
even know.
You know how many people daddies was in the house, but they didn't have a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
They just paid the bills. You know, back in the day,
It was
they used to be having
transactional.
other families too.
It was
But you know,
transactional.
they couldn't get caught because there was no social media. But that man was emotionally useless.
Right.
Because he didn't do nothing. Even then, back then, you never hear nobody say, "Oh yeah, your grandfather's."
he ain't got a
watch
voice
this,
in the
watch
house.
this, Watch this. You ain't never heard nobody say your grandfather's prayers will protect you. They say your grandma prayers. Why was Big Mama always praying? Why wasn't Grandpa praying? He didn't do nothing. He was just there.
Yeah, they're both the same in different
ain't got a
ways.
voice.
They're both the same.
Okay, they both the
But-
same.
That's
But
why.
but
That's
D-
why I bring it back to the point. Men got to have a men value should also equate to their responses and and them talking and having pull and having authority. That all boils down with a man as well. If you open your mouth and you say something, you tell your woman to do something, but she don't listen to you, there's no respect in it. There's no authority.
That's true. A man is his responsibility.
A man is what he say. A man is who he say he is and what he say he gonna do. That's what a man is.
Just-
But is he still a parasite? Is my question. Is he still a parasite? If okay, she make hypothetically. Now we're not gonna keep it low. Let's say they both make money, but she make more.
Right.
So let's say he make 85K, but she might make 150K. Is he still useless though?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. There we go. So we agree.
He's not
Okay.
useless. No. He's
Okay.
not useless.
Because he still might be running things in the house.
Because there's always going to be another issue.
Exactly that only man
That's
can
true.
do.
The money might cover it, but it's going to be another issue.
Right, because what if she don't know how to handle money?
I just don't believe
Exactly.
I just don't believe she'll respect him though. That's my opinion, man.
Well, I didn't see it too many times.
It's like okay.
Everything's money. Everything's money.
but it goes.
Your clothes are money. Everything's
you
money.
think-
Yes, it is.
So you say,
man.
all right. So let me ask you a question.
Come on.
If it's a nigga right now,
Yeah.
right? No motion, lame ass nigga,
Right.
all the shits.
Right.
Nobody respects him. He becomes a millionaire tomorrow. We respect him now.
No.
Fuck are we talking
that's
about?
I respect him.
Women
But
will.
hold on.
Thank you, Jake.
He's not gonna respect him.
Women will.
Just say will.
Women will. And we might not respect him, but we'll respect his plan. We might not respect him, but we'll respect his plan. He might respect his
Because the first
plan.
thing a girl gonna say, well, he got more money than you. What are you
Bro,
doing?
that don't mean that she respects
They
him
don't
more
know
than me.
that.
Thank you.
Now,
They don't
they
think
don't
like
think
us,
like
Don.
that,
They
bro.
don't think like us, man.
They don't.
Johnny, watch
They,
this.
like, bro, if a nigga has
So you
money,
don't mind
he's
if
that
you're-
nigga, bro.
Do you mind if you're-
Simple.
Go, my
Not
bad.
always.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Watch
bro,
this. Hold
I'm
on.
telling
Wait. Watch
you.
this. Because I want to get y'all to get out. That's why I'm holding up. But
Yeah,
look,
man, please.
watch
man.
this.
Woo.
I think it's a certain type of woman. It's the shallow
Bingo.
TikTok,
Yeah.
Instagram
you
women
go.
who find everything on social
There's
media.
levels to women.
But it's not all types of women. There's all I know because me and you talking about the same type of woman who not like that. Because
I've seen it too, though. I've seen it too, though, and I've been in the position where I felt like a parasite and shit. Like, so I see both sides, but at the end of the day,
has woman been a
right?
parasite for you?
I haven't allowed that because it's no point for me to do that. Because, like he said, that's entrapping yourself.
You can't snare yourself.
No,
So then let's talk about parasite. Watch this. Watch this.
always if there's the
I'm gonna ask
situation.
you. I'm gonna ask you. Hey, look. Watch this. I'm gonna start with you. Do you think that allowing a parasite? Well, I just kind of told myself. But do you think that somebody being sucked by a leech is their choice? They allow that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But what if they don't see it?
Women allow that more than
it's-
men.
Because no, hold on. He asked me a question.
They do.
He asked me a question, Jay. So let me ask
That's
my
for him.
question.
Let him land. One mic.
So I think it is absolutely somebody's choice to be in a situation where that's not beneficial for them. I think if you are being leashed off of whether you're a man or a woman, it is as long as you stay in that situation, it's your fault.
Yeah, definitely. Once you know it.
Especially once you know it.
But it's easy to see the red flag.
So what you telling me
Hold
is...
on, no, we know. No, because people always say was the red flag, they always seen them. But at the beginning, the red flags look like Six Flags.
That's what it is.
Them red flags look like Six Flags.
Love can hide red flags.
Marlon and Sean, hold on. The red flags look like Six Flags.
Man,
and now you thought you was at the carnival. And the sex was too good.
No, that's real.
And the entertainment was too good. And the conversation was too good. And you didn't realize, you ain't realized that, dang, they taking all this from me.
I've been
It's there, but that's why you have to be.
year and a half.
But that's why, and I'm just speaking for the men, right? You have to be logical. You have to see your woman's patterns. You got to see what she's good at. You got to see what she's bad at.
That goes back to me saying you have to learn your women.
You have to study her so. You have to study her so well that you know everything. And I just believe, in my opinion, that women don't have to really do the same thing that we have to do with them. It's different, man. They're wired differently. We're wired differently. That's why what I'm saying, though, Donny, going back to what I was talking about earlier, would you be okay if your woman made more money than you in the marriage or relationship?
Hell yeah.
You would be okay with that. And that's fine. And that's
Man, what?
I think the real question is, do you want your woman to make more money than you?
Shit. I mean,
Like, is that the goal?
it ain't the goal.
Yeah, it's not
but
the
if
goal.
it happened, though, I ain't complaining.
Exactly, but it's not
I'm
the goal.
finna be
That's my point. It's not the goal.
I think
It'll never be the goal.
Why is that not the goal,
Watch
though?
this.
Not the
Watch
goal.
It's
this.
the...
Why is that not the goal?
It is the goal. I'm saying, but I'm not.
That's a good
You see what I'm
question.
saying? Why is that not the goal?
Why can't it be the goal?
Why can't it be the goal?
Why will I be respected
But Donny,
less?
why can't
if
it be
I'm
the
like,
goal?
well, I want a girl to make more money than me.
Let me land. I definitely want that to be the goal. But is a nigga complaining if it happened? Hell no.
We can live in the what ifs and the fairy tales and say, why can't it be the goal, right? I get that. But at the end of the day, what is the reality of the situation? Societal pressures that we live in now say that the man needs to be the breadwinner. That is society's that is the reality of society.
Right.
Now we can complain and say, oh wait, why can't it be the other way around? Why can't women? But that's not how it is now.
But my point is that, right, a man he's supposed to be the breadwinner because let's say like your woman is the breadwinner, right? She's handling the problems. When the car breaks down, she's paying for it. It gets to a point where every time she needs something and she look at you, she like,
Donny,
well, I don't need you.
Well, y'all wanted all these rights, so we gave it to you. Here you go.
Look, if she starts to get emotionally, because I've even heard women say like they like when a man, if they get too emotional, he can bring her back down. Like, okay, look,
I agree.
It's not that deep. The money ain't the issue. We got the money here, so it ain't even nothing to worry about. But now let me ask this, because we all winding down, right? Mm-hmm. We had a big conversation. So let's wind it down with this. So this podcast is supposed to be kind of like a brotherhood, so to say, right? Mm-hmm. And we need to be, again, the main thing is holding other men accountable. We're going to talk about, obviously, women and stuff too, but we got to hold the men accountable.
Absolutely. We got to learn from each other.
So what would you say to your homeboy, your cousin, maybe your daddy, who you know that they are being a parasite?
My dad was a parasite. Fuck that.
Okay. Explain how.
He got to get on his. That's what he got to do.
He has to.
What? You say explain how?
He has to take advantage of this situation.
Hold on. My dad was most definitely. I ain't like him. I just want to let that know for all the ladies out there. I'm not. But he most definitely did some parasite shit. Like, he lived off my mom for a long period of time. He ain't like, bro, never really, like, he at work, but like, you know, he was a pretty, he like, bro. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Pretty boy ass nigga for real. So he had the best, he could do whatever he want, you know what I'm saying? Live off female, never really worked. Like, she paid for everything and he was completely fine with that. Like, he was just fine with that. And for like most part of his life, bro, just parasited. Like, I ain't never seen.
He did nothing. He didn't work
like,
at all.
Nigga had a couple temporary jobs, but I mean.
But he was making. But he was making less than her.
He was making, bro.
Way
he
less.
was, yeah, bro. Was a can collector.
All I'm saying, right, is that your girl can make more money than you. That's fine, because if she saw something in you, whatever she saw, okay, that's cool. Women like.
But see,
women like all that.
But Jay, they've said. But hold up, Jay. They've all said that they don't mind having a woman making more money than them, right?
Yeah.
But when I ask them what the plan is, they're all telling me they want to make more money than a woman.
But no, because that's not.
Okay, but let me land, right? right? So let's say you have a woman that's making more money than you. You're a parasite and you become like a ain't shit ass nigga on top of a parasite when you're just comfortable with her making more money than you. Now, if you are like, damn, she making this $150K, okay, I'm about to go to school.
Exactly.
I'm about to go do something.
Get all my P's and Q's.
And then I'm going to pick a career.
It should stay that way. I'm saying that you should, a man, my opinion, my personal opinion, a man should always be on his grind and always be trying to make as much money as possible. Now, how it compares and relative to his girl's money, I don't personally think matters. However, I think a man should always try to make as much money as possible.
Nah, because you can make less and still be more of a hustler.
But you want to know something though? One thing I will say about my dad, RP. One thing I will say about him, he most definitely was the type of person, like, he made women feel good. He gave them that confidence. He made them feel better. So a lot of that shit was worth a lot more than money to them. If that makes sense. Like, they had real respect for my dad. Like, they never was like, you bum ass nigga. They had respect for him. But
what I'm saying is that a female that's hungry and don't have nowhere to stay is just not going to mess with a nigga that's as hungry as her. Like, it can't just be y'all both like that. Like, some, like, relationships have to have balance.
So why put yourself in a predicament like that?
Well, because people are stupid and illogical. They're not logical.
That reverts back to me with my visual of the woman as the damsel in distress, and you see her on the sidewalk and she don't have no money, and neither do you.
I mean, shit, both of y'all is damsels.
Izzy, what was the question now?
The main question was just like, what would you say to your homeboy, your cousin, your daddy, who was a parasite?
Take advantage, man. Go to school and pick a career that make more money than her, and then figure out how they do what they do, and then you do that. Because all success is creating what somebody else already did. You can't do nothing new nowadays.
What? What's so? Why don't you want your woman to make more money? Like, what's the like? What?
I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I don't.
But what would be the problem though? Like, give me the real answer.
I'm not saying that I don't, man.
She can make more money, but I'm paying the bills.
DJ, let him, because we got 30 seconds left, so let
man.
finish.
Just since the beginning of the time, right? The man was always supposed to provide, right? He's always supposed to go and get it. He's the go-getter.
Right.
So when I hear go-getter, in my opinion, right? I just believe, okay, that's money. That's financial. He is the head honcho.
Right.
As a woman, I need to look up to him, right? I'm not saying that I can't be a hustler too, right?
Right.
But it's God, man, woman.
Right.
Right? So the man is closer to God than the woman is, right? So she has to obviously feel like she's under the man. And unfortunately, through money, that's what it is.
But what if 2025? All right, so what if I'm gonna just say this to wrap it up. What if she?
And I'm not talking about TikTok and all that gold digger, right? This is not even gold digger, right? In my opinion, right? There's multiple women out here, and not all, right? There's a lot of women that work really hard, man, to get to to get to a point where they're making a lot of money. Just because I'm a man that makes less than her with a vision, that doesn't mean that she should take me in.
Right.
I got to get to her level or surpass her level for even to take a chance on me.
So
there's nothing wrong with that.
So let me ask you a question just to wrap this up. So if I'm a man and I'm making less than my woman, but I'm doing everything as far as like I'm making sure she good. I'm changing oil. I'm making sure she got gas in her car. I'm making sure she get done around the house. I'm making sure kids good. Am I still less of a man? Am I still not getting respect?
Well, how about this?
Because how does she find a way to make more money than you?
Man, you gotta
how is she finding a way to
do it
She's
all.
more motivated than you. She's more motivated than you.
You gotta do it all.
She's more motivated than you.
I got something that's
gotta be Superman.
No, but you gotta think about the society structure right now.
Audience, we want y'all to decide. That's how we got to end it off. We want y'all to decide in the comments. Let us know, what do you think a parasite is? What parts of this podcast stood out to you the most? And also, which didn't you agree with or did agree or didn't agree with? All right. So thank y'all for tuning in for the first ever.
And make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment.
First ever Blunt Podcast. We out.